Hey, what is going on YouTube? My name is Andrew, aka the Black Dragon. This is Black Dragon Studios. The new Black Dragon Studios look. We got the lights, we got the green screen. We are ready to go, man. We are ready to go. I just need to do a few adjustments with the lighting and such to make it perfect, but for now it's doable. And today I'm kind of feeling like doing a little bit of hard spider. I don't know about you guys. When you clicked on the video titled How to Do Hard Spider, I'm sure maybe you were interested in the same thing. So without further ado, let's get into the hard spider. I'm sure it's not that hard. I mean, it's just stage 1 of hard spider. How hard could it really be? I mean, I could do stage 20. No problem. I could farm stage 20 of regular spider with this team. Can she do it? Can she take out the spider all by herself? No, she can't. Wow, I wonder what went wrong there. Wow, I wonder what went wrong. Well, like I always say, to beat the boss, you have to know the boss. And to know the boss, you have to read the card. Reading the card explains the boss. So what's different about the hard Scavag as compared to the regular Scavag? Well, Tainted Scavag, the hard spider, is immune to HP burn. Not only is she immune to HP burn damage, it actually heals her and her spiderlings every time an HP burn debuff activates on the spiderlings. Not going to work. HP burn strat is not going to work. Enemy max HP, not going to work on these spiders. 10% of the box enemy max HP. There's got to be a better option. And what is that option? Immune to decreased speed, heal reduction. Heal reduction isn't going to work on this boss. What the hell is going on here? Well, the first thing that I see when I look at these bosses' weaknesses, oh yeah, and by the way, she's immune to freeze. All the spiderlings are immune to freeze, so that's not going to work on this boss either. What will work on this boss is killing the spiderlings. Whenever a tainted spiderling dies, inflicts damage to tainted Scavag equal to 3% of her max HP. So if we kill all 10 spiderlings, that's going to be 30% of her max HP. Not so hard, right? Wrong. We have level 350 spiderlings to deal with here. These are no joke. We got to be dealing a lot of damage to these spiderlings. But yes, enemy max HP is still going to be a thing for the spiderlings. So if you have enemy max HP damage dealers AoE, then this will definitely work on the spiderlings. And then therefore kill Scavag. So that's one strategy we can employ here. Or we could do this. So we'll just go in here, we'll apply some poisons. Apply Hex to all the spiderlings and the mother spider. Brimstone. And boom, AoE. All spiderlings dead, 20-30 seconds into the battle. Spider is at half health. What else do we got? More poisons. Do we have a Hex? Do we have a Hex? Do we need a Hex at this point? I think a Hex would be necessary at this point, honestly. So if we could reapply that Hex, yeah, because there, what we need is we needed that Hex there to kill all the spiderlings with the poisons that activated on the mother spider there. But instead she healed by 3% of her max HP for each spiderling that was alive at the start of her turn. So that's how we're going to do it. The secret's out of the bag. We are going to poison the mother spider to death and kill all of her spiderlings. And hopefully by the time we do this, boom, she will be dead. Boom. Next turn, she should just be dead. Decrease attack, decrease defense. Lots of poisons. And a good damage dealer is all you need to beat the spider. It's really not that hard. It's really not that hard. And we can redo this over and over again. Ad infinitum. So this is the squad I'm using. It's pretty much a free-to-play friendly comp except for Necrit. We've got a Kemptum here for poisons and Hex. So basically the whole Hex strategy is if you have Hex on everybody, then whenever a poison debuff activates on anybody, the rest of them are going to take damage because, well, basically, here's how it works. Whenever the mother spider takes damage from a poison, then the spiderlings will take damage from the poison if they're under a Hex debuff because of a Kemptum. Okay, so a Kemptum's like really key for this composition to work because of his passive. Has a 100% chance of inflicting damage from one poison debuff to enemies under a Hex debuff when their allies receive damage from poison debuffs. So basically, whenever somebody has a Hex debuff on them, if their ally takes damage from a poison debuff, then the rest of them take damage from a poison debuff. So one poison debuff explodes, everybody's taking damage from the poison. 10 poisons explode, everybody's taking 10 poisons. So Kemptum is very, very solid in this regard. You know, and is an epic. So you can get this champion relatively simple. And also Venomage. Venomage is on the team, and what a great kit Venomage has as well with the accuracy aura if you need a little bit more accuracy, but has poisoning on his A1. Each hit has a 35% chance of activating up to 2 poison debuffs on the target. So that's really good against the Mother Spider and activating these debuffs instantly. Also has the decreased defense, decreased attack for 2 turns on the A2, as well as the heal reduction and poison debuffs on AoE on the A3. Also, enemies under heal reduction debuffs receive or inflict 15% less damage. So a guy like Venomage, another epic by the way, is going to be a great support champion for this type of a thing. And I have my Venomage built out in a toxic set, so we can just slack on more poisons, which is really nice, and obviously lots of accuracy as well. Same thing with the Kemptum. Good speed, good accuracy, and that's really all that's needed for a Kemptum. I fully booked both champions. A Kemptum also has a really nice speed aura if you need that as well in all battles of 18%, which is, in my opinion, making a Kemptum the best choice for your budget friendly builds in hard spider mode. So a Kemptum's just like the OG, man. A Kemptum's going to be around for a while. I don't even have masteries for the dude. I didn't even care to go out and get the minimum masteries for this guy because they're just not needed. He got me through Faction Wars, 100% cleared, and now doing hard spider. I'm excited to see what else this champion is capable of, honestly, but this is... My setup kind of fell down there for a minute. Yeah, I'm excited to see what this champion can do, honestly. You know, in other areas of the game, I'm sure he has some viability in Clan Boss as well. So yeah, if the target on his A1 places poisons, and then if the target is under a Hex debuff, also has a chance of applying a debuff spread effect, so taking one random debuff from the target and placing it on all enemies. So we can place a maximum of 10 debuffs on the Mother Spider at any given time. If like 8 of those or 7 of those are poison debuffs, there's a really good chance that he's going to be spreading poison debuffs to the Spiderlings as well. So this is great, you know, this is A1. And then you just need people to keep them alive. So I've got Necrit for the ally protection, block debuffs, strengthens, and constant shielding, as well as the decreased attack on his A1 and the ally attack. So the ally attack is going to be great with the Kemptum. It's going to be great with anyone that has poisons on their A1. If you don't have Necrit, you could also use Morag Bronze Lock for this job. And I'll show you why here. I do have a more egg somewhere. Okay, a more egg does kind of the same thing that Necrit does in this position. Strengthen on all allies for 2 turns on a 3-turn cooldown, as well as ally attack. So Morag could more or less essentially come in and fill the role of Necrit in this situation, or anybody that places block debuffs, cleanse, increase defense, strengthen. So I've chosen to bring in Mithrala here as well, which, you know, could do the job quite fine as well. Removes all debuffs from all allies, places strengthen, places shield, and then Hex as well, AoE, as well as increase attack and increase defense. So, and poisons on the A1. So we've got all that, and not only that, but the petrification debuffs that you can place on the attackers for 1 turn, as well as high resistance, and the accuracy aura, and the brimstone. So all that said, I decided instead you could choose a reviver for the last position and just go with the poisoning, but I found a good damage dealer, somebody that can kill the spiderlings, like He-Man for example, is a really good choice in this situation. Not only does he have a good aura, intimidating presence, you know, strengthening our team's aura and weakening the other team's aura, but he has a massive smack on his A3, which will just instantly kill all the spiderlings and deal 30% enemy max HP damage to the mother spider just by killing all those spiderlings off. So this is crazy and does pair really well with Necrit or anybody that's placing a lot of buffs on him as well. So yeah, this is really nice. And yeah, that's pretty much how I run it. So let's go ahead and do this and give you guys a chance to really see. I got all the way up to stage 7, which is pretty decent. Most people won't run any higher than stage 10 to begin with. So I think this is pretty good. And it's 100%. So let's go ahead here with this. I've put a Kemptum in the lead for the speed aura. The mother spider does run at a fairly quick pace. And we want to be able to make sure that we're getting our skills off in time. So I've put him doing his Hex first. He has the most speed on the team, so he will be going first. He'll be at 252 speed, and he doesn't need to be going at 252 speed, but that's just the gear that I had to put on him. That's the gear that I had in my inventory. You put the best gear, obviously, that you have available for your champion, and 350 accuracy, which I think is like the minimum that accuracy that we're going to be looking for here. You'll obviously get more with the masteries, so if you need more accuracy, go ahead and do those masteries. But as you see with my team, it's absolutely not necessary. Venom Mage doesn't really have any masteries either. I just used them for, I built them for Faction Wars. I'm not going to lie to you guys. I literally built these champions specifically to get me through Faction Wars. And now they're doing this. This is a big upgrade for my account that I didn't even know was on the account. So that's why I'm bringing you guys this video today. Maybe you guys have these champions on your account. You know, or at least even, you know, if you could start even with just the Kemptum and the Venom Mage and the Mithrala, you could easily replace Necrit and He-Man with X and Y. You know what I mean? It's not that hard. So Venom Mage, I just have using regular skills. Necrit, I just have him using his A2, which is ally attack, above all else. And then He-Man, of course, using his AoE above all else. And then Mithrala just running as normal. So it's not hard. It's not as hard as it looks. So there we have Necrit protecting the Kemptum. How is Ally Protect works at the beginning of the battle is it just automatically goes on somebody. And I still haven't, after all these years, figured out exactly how it works. But generally it goes on the person with the less like HP on your team. The least amount of HP is who that usually goes on, but doesn't always work that way. So yeah, he's done that. Now we'll continue to auto. The nice thing is this can be done on full auto. He'll go in with his ally attack, and there you go. We have already put 2 poisons on the mother spider. And then he goes ahead and he protects up Venom Mage. So now Venom Mage has 3 turns of block debuffs, ally protect for 4 turns, strengthen, increased attack and increased defense now from Mithrala and the Hex, and then the He-Man came in with the big smack there and killed everybody. And now we've got Brimstone from Mithrala and the Mother Spider, as well as decreased attack and Hex and poisons. This is perfect. This is really all you need. Hex, poisons, increased attack, increased defense, strengthen. This is all you need, right? Every buff and debuff in the game. No, I'm just kidding. But that's really it. Like, it's not hard to get these debuffs and buffs on champions in the game. I'm sure you can find these buffs and debuffs on a lot of champions. These ones just do it the best that I found. Obviously in the budget friendly category. There's lots of champions that do it better than these guys, but in the budget category, you're not going to find a better squad than this. You're just not. I'm sorry to tell you. It just doesn't work. It just doesn't happen. This is just like, we're not even using a reviver here, folks. We're killing this spider so quick and with so much efficiency. Like, boom, 400k on each of those spiders just from that AoE smack. And now he goes for a nap. But it's not a big deal because Mithrala is going to cleanse the team and wake him up, so he can do another 200-300k damage on his next turn. So yeah, this is great. I don't know. There's not much more other than just getting ascension levels on your champions. With the hard bosses, getting ascension levels on your champions is imperative because the more ascension level you have on your champion, the more damage they do and the less damage they receive from the bosses. So definitely get those ascensions on your champions if you have them. But yes, we've run this run here on full auto. We haven't stopped it. We haven't paused it. And it's looking like it's going to be about 1.5 minutes per run. On super runs, I'll take 1.5 minutes for a budget team any day of the week. You know, especially if it's at 100%. So, boom, dead. So there you go, folks. It's really not that hard. Let's go a little deeper into some of the builds here. Now that you guys have seen the results, I kept him coming in with 5 million damage from the hexes and the poisons. Venomage dealing just a meager 1.623 million damage, but is also in there for massive damage reduction. As well as, you know, he can do that burst damage with his A1 very effectively. He can deal like 20 or 30% burst damage with his A1 if the right conditions are met on the Mother Spider. Like, with an A1 is crazy from an epic, so that's why he's in there. And then we've got 5 million damage coming in from the He-Man AoEs alone, and then the Mithrala. She can sometimes match a Kemptom's damage depending on who gets the hexes out there. That's really who's going to come out on top between Kemptom and Mithrala for the top damage. Those hexes really do a lot of damage in the background there. So yeah, that's pretty much how that works. And let's go check out some of these champions here. I do have pretty good gear, you know, I'm not going to lie. Like, He-Man is my arena nuker. This is his Hydra build and his arena nuking build. So his stats are as such. He's got 51k. He's an HP nuker. Sorry, he's an HP/attack nuker. So he is an attack-based champion, but dealing damage based off of attack and HP, but more primarily attack. So we've got him in some Savage gear, which is ignoring defense, and 51k HP, 6,500 attack. You know, pretty high attack, I'm not going to lie to you. Crit capped, 300k crit damage. And that's really all that's needed on He-Man. He's also got the Male Thick Talon, one of those new relics. So it gives him 16% crit damage for a rare relic. Like, this is insane. This is quite insane. Yeah, power creep is definitely a thing, and I'm so glad that these relics are here. Because honestly, this is one of the best thing raids done like ever in the game. They've given us Chimera, which basically takes no time at all to do. You can full auto it if you want and get these rewards for free every single week. Whether you win or lose the Chimera Clash, it doesn't even matter. You're getting these rewards every single week. And I pulled this from a rare... This was like the first relic I ever pulled from a rare relic. This is absolutely insane. And then this will probably, when it's fully leveled up, will probably end up having like 25% crit damage, more HP, and more attack on this champion, as well as 20% chance to deal more damage when attacking. So, you know, this is bonkers for a damage dealer. And in the masteries, we're going to always use Helm Smasher, unless the champion ignores defense to begin with. The Helm Smasher will ignore 25% of the target's defense when attacking them. So it's really nice to have on your damage dealers. As well as Cycle of Violence. Has a 30% chance of decreasing the cooldown of a random skill by 1 turn if the damage inflicted by a skill exceeds 30% of the target's max HP. Okay? So essentially we could have that AoE on a 2-turn cooldown is what that's saying. Which is really crazy. Really crazy. Fully booked out. Okay? And then Mithrala. Mithrala is an easy build. If you don't know how to build Mithrala, it's just speed, survivability, and accuracy. That's it. If you can get some resistance into the kit, it doesn't matter, but I have 552 accuracy on her, and that gets added to her resistance. 100% of her accuracy gets added to her resistance. So right now she's running at about 850 resistance, which is crazy. As well as 4,000 defense and 62k HP with 244 speed. These are kind of just baseline numbers. They're not necessary, and is in Stone Skin. This is my Arena Mithrala build that I'm using for Spider. And then I put War Master on her for extra damage. Mithrala does a lot of damage. What people don't realize, in PvE, Mithrala is a frickin' damage dealer, as well as a debuffer, which makes her very special as a support champion, considering the fact that she's such an easy build. She's bringing Brimstone, which deals hella damage to the bosses. She's bringing Strengthen, Shields, Cleanse on a 3-turn cooldown for 2 turns, and Hex, and increased defense, and increased attack AoEs, as well as the passive, which is the accuracy is added to the resistance, and whenever an enemy under a Hex debuff attacks, has a 30% to put a petrification debuff on them for 1 turn, which removes all their debuffs and turns them into stone, basically, for 1 turn. They can't do anything. And then Poison's on the A1. Mithrala is an absolute legend. I just wish that they made the art a little better. You may like the art, but I don't think the coloration on the character is really all that thoughtful, to be honest. I mean, Mithrala was supposed to be Medusa. Mithrala, you know, Medusa has the veil, hair full of snakes, but Medusa is green and Mithrala is like a deep royal blue, and I don't like that. Like, I think they could have made a lot of changes to the contrasts of some of these colors instead of just making Mithrala all blue. But anyways, it is what it is. She's one of the best champions in the game, and doesn't surprise me that she finds her way into a Spider Hard team. And then we have Necrit the Great. What more can we say about Necrit the Great? One of the best champions in the game, one of the old school champions in the game, and just always has been one of the best champions in the game, with the 60 resistance aura, the double passive, which is at the beginning of the round, places the block debuff, strengthen, ally protect for 6 turns on an ally. ally protection cannot be removed, and then whenever an ally is attacked while under an ally protection buff, places a shield equal to 30% of this champion's max HP on them for 2 turns. Meaning, once the shield expires, another shield goes on. There's no cooldown for this skill, and it's unbelievable. It's unfrickin' believable when you put him in a spider team. And also decreases the cooldown of this champion's Legion of the Damned skill, which is the ally attack, by 2 turns if the shield buff is placed. So the Legion of the Damned is the one that all allies under ally protection do their A1. Grants an extra turn if no enemies are killed during the attack. So it goes Legion of the Damned into another Disturbing Infusion, which is on a 3-turn cooldown, places block debuffs, ally protection, and strengthen on an ally for 3 turns. Ally protection buff cannot be removed. It's ridiculous, especially when you get lasting gifts on this guy. Has a 30% chance to increase the duration of any buff cast by this champion. So essentially, you could have ally protection for 7 turns at the beginning of the round, which is absolutely insane. And then we've got the Resurgent as well, one chance to remove 1 random debuff from this champion when they lose 25% or more of their max HP from a single enemy skill. And then Lore of Steel, increasing the base set of all artifact sets. And Solidarity. This is a good one for Necrit. Increases ally resistance by 5 for each buff placed on them by this champion. So ally resistance is like all allies. So if he places 3 buffs, then your whole team gets 15 more resistance. If he places 8 buffs, then your whole team gets an extra 40 resistance. So that's absolutely nuts. First of all, one of the best masteries in the game. And that's really it. Shadow heal as well, so if anybody happens to heal while Necrit is on the battlefield from the opposition, he will heal as well. So Necrit, one of the best champions in the game. I will stop flexing my Necrit now. Actually, no, I won't. Protection. 7-piece protection, but I still haven't found the 9-piece protection, but I think getting him into a bolster set or getting him into a 9-piece protection set or 4-piece protection, 4-piece stone skin would be like super OP. But yeah, I think 9-piece protection is the way to go with Necrit because the 75% chance to place a protected buff, and then allies deal 5% more damage for each buff placed on them by the wearer, as well as the speed, the resistance, the extra speed, HP, and resistance. Protection set is such a great set for your buffers anywhere in the game. It is so valuable, especially when you're placing things like block debuffs, strengthen, buffs that you just can't afford to have stolen from you or removed. You know what I mean? But especially stolen, especially when they have like 4 turns on them or 5 turns. You don't want those things getting stolen. So yeah, that's one way to do it. That's how I do my Spider Hard. Did I forget anyone? We got the Necrit. Yeah, I showed you guys all the builds. Nothing specific. I didn't really show you the Venom Mage build all that much. But yeah, he's just in a toxic set, so he can deal more poisons. And that's really it. You don't need accuracy to place the toxic set poisons, so that can go on really anybody. But yeah, that's all I got for you guys today. Spider Hard. Not so hard now, is it? Alright guys, I'll see you in the next one. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year to those who celebrate. And with that, I'm getting out of here for today. Peace out.